Hi, I'm Draco. I'm here with Ko Cosplay. We're starting a new cosplay section on YouTube called Cosplayer Viewpoint. And basically what the section is going to be about is talking to cosplayers, how they got started, help the next generation, the younger generation who are thinking about getting into cosplay, get more information from people that have been doing it for a little while. So my first question is, where did the KO come from?
Originally, I was part of a cosplaying group. I wasn't on my own at first. I was in a group with my boyfriend and my best friend at the time. And we were kind of looking for something generic because a lot of people use their names or some word or an actual character that means something to them. And since it was three of us, we didn't really have anything that would really tie us together except the fact that we all like fighting games and we cosplay fighting game characters. So we looked for something that wasn't already taken, and the initials KO were available. So there we are, and our group dissolved in November-ish, and I seem to have inherited the name since I run the website all by myself, and it stuck with me, so I kept it.
All right, so you've been cosplaying for a little bit over 2 years?
No, I've actually been cosplaying barely for 2 years.
Barely for 2 years?
Yeah, I started in April 2011.
But it seems like you've blown up pretty fast in 2 years.
I dove headfirst into cosplay. It probably was not a good idea as far as my wallet's concerned, but I'm really happy with what I've done so far, and I've improved a lot, and I've learned so much, and I wouldn't take it back for anything. I'm really happy. I think I've done about 14 costumes in the past 2 years, so.
That's a lot.
It is a lot, and a lot of them were very expensive and time consuming, but I'm starting to slow it down a little bit now. I think I'm only gonna do maybe 3 or 4 new cosplays this year.
See, I'm trying to think. I have been doing this for 5 years, and I think I'm at 32, so you've already broken halfway through how many cosplays I've already done.
32 is still very impressive, though.
I'm trying to keep it close to my age. I went over, I'm 30, 32, 30, yeah. So let's do some of, how did you, what was your first cosplay?
My first cosplay was Link from The Legend of Zelda. I did kind of a female version, but like my first cosplay was a zombie version because I made it for Zombie Crawl in New York, which they do twice a year, and I did it for the Spring Zombie Crawl in 2011, and it was a really big hit, so we used it again for Anime Next 2011, and then we de-zombified it, and we just did Dark Link and Fem Link at New York Comic Con 2011.
So what was your first official convention? Was it New York Comic Con?
My first official convention was a very small convention. It was Castle Point Anime Convention, which is in Hoboken, New Jersey, and that was in 2011, and I cosplayed Yoko from Gurren Lagann.
So you said, what cosplays have you done so far?
Oh goodness. Okay, let's see if I can
put you on the spot here.
No. I should be able to keep this straight. I did Fem Link, Yoko Littner, Medusa from Soul Eater. What did I do after that? Those are all my old school cosplays that I can remember. I've done Suicune Kajinka from Pokemon, Angewomon from Digimon, Crimson Viper has kind of become my trademark from Street Fighter and Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Where did I go after that? Then we went in the, I did Kuyamon from Digimon, Black Widow from Marvel, but I did the Bishoujo version.
I think I remember Black Widow from somewhere.
I think you met me in Black Widow at Comic-Con.
Yeah, you were surrounded by about 200 people when they were trying to get people to leave.
Oh, was that when we were all doing that big group, and that was with the Deadpool Thor?
Yeah,
that was really fun.
We were like standing there like, her cosplay is really amazing, but there's way too many people, but we really want to get a picture and talk to her, but there's way too many. I'm like, okay, let's just go.
Well, here we are now.
Yeah, here we are now.
And then after that, I branched off. I did a bunch of Crimson Vipers alternates. I did X-23, obviously. Trish from Devil May Cry, and this weekend, I'm debuting another Crimson Viper alternate from the downloadable skin from our Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. And I'm also debuting Asami Sato from The Legend of Korra.
See, and that's original stuff. I like people that do alternates and variants. Like,
me too.
I did Hariko Shinji pretty much most of my cosplay thing, and I made sure to do every opening version, every version he did, I've done like 13 of them, and I like seeing other people do that as well.
Yeah,
so.
Especially when someone's like a hardcore fan and they know what you're doing. They really appreciate that you're doing an alternate skin. Like I actually wore Crimson Viper's Abel tribute skin from Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, where she's in white and she has a blue shirt on and black hair. Some people affectionately call it the Michael Jackson Viper. I wore that to Curly Mustache this past year, and one of my favorite players, Marlon Pye, that's the skin he uses, and I showed up as that. He's like, "Oh, you're my Viper!" And we got a picture together. It was really cool. But like, you know, it's a very small niche who actually gets who you are. But it's totally worth it when someone says, "I know that skin. That's fucking awesome that you did that skin."
All right, so what's your dream cosplay that you eventually hope to make?
Oh my gosh, something with insane armor and working, moving parts. It would probably be a toss-up between like a full Samus suit or an Ava suit.
Cool.
I'm not sure which Ava. My favorites are Ava 1 and 2, so I'm not sure which one I would pick, but something like that. I don't have the skill to do that yet, but hopefully someday I'll get there.
I think that's what everybody's dream is to do an armor or something, because I'm the same way. I want to do Anubis from Ronin Warriors in English,
Nice.
but in his armor. I did his monk version. I want to do his armor, but I can't make armor, so I think that's everybody's high points. I want to get armor on.
You know, basic armor is actually not that bad. There's some really good tutorials out there. Even if you have no experience with armor, you can make some pretty legit looking armor. It's when you get into the mechanics with LEDs and moving parts, that's where it like blows my mind. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna need some professional help with this, so I'm gonna wait on that.
All right, what would be your advice to people that are thinking about getting ready to get into cosplay or just starting to get into cosplay? What would be your advice to them?
Okay, number one.
Maybe for the ladies too.
Number one, don't be afraid. Cosplay has kind of become a little intimidating in the past few years, and I think the reason behind that's mostly the internet, because, you know, internet's given us more exposure as a community because we used to be really small. And you can't be afraid of that. You have to just do what you want to do. Don't be afraid of what people are going to say. I mean, I've gotten every kind of insult you can think of when I think I look pretty damn good. Oh, she's a man. Oh, I can see her Adam's apple. Oh, your butt isn't big enough. Oh, your boobs aren't big enough. I really don't care. I'm doing this because I love this character. Screw you. So you have to have that attitude. But once you get into this community, you'll find that it's not as harsh as the internet. It is awesome. I've made so many friends that I never had when I was a kid, because, you know, most of us geeks and nerds were pretty heavily bullied and people didn't really understand our interests. But when you get into this fandom-infused community and you see, hey, your cosplay's awesome, can I have a picture of it? Can I have a picture with you? It's just, you know, people find you on Facebook, they tag you, you make friends, and that's awesome. So, I mean, never be afraid. And my other biggest piece of advice is don't start too big. Don't bite off more than you can chew, because I've seen a lot of good cosplayers get intimidated by something that they weren't quite ready to handle. So, you know, start small and build up. Be my other piece of advice.
I definitely agree with that. So, is there anything you'd like to say to any of your fans, your followers, Facebook fan page?
You guys are awesome. I hope to bring you guys more costumes as much as my budget and time allows me, being a full-time student. Keep following, and I'm gonna have giveaways. Hopefully I'm going to be posting prints for sale soon, so more to come.
Do you have any conventions scheduled yet, or just keep watch on Twitter?
Yeah, all my conventions are always going to be posted on my info section on Facebook and DeviantArt. They're updated as soon as I know if I'm going to a convention or what my cosplays are going to be at that convention. So if you want a current lineup, that's where you're going to find it. And roughly 2 weeks before a convention, I'll post a picture up with pictures of the characters I'm cosplaying.
I got one more question for you, and it's kind of it's a doozy. People have mostly, well, the question is, since you do so many interviews, you get asked a lot of questions, which I'm sure you just answered a lot of similar questions. So here's the question.
Okay.
Is there a question that you wish somebody would ask you that they don't, and what would be the answer? Now, examples would be people have told me their favorite food. Yaya Han told me cosplay history, and she told me 10 years about cosplay, or kind of like examples of what people said. The question that hasn't been asked that you want somebody to ask you.
I think it's kind of funny when you get interviewed about, like, mostly my background is mostly video games and anime, and I like when people, you know, they'll ask, what's your favorite video game? What's your favorite manga? What's your favorite anime? I like when people say, what's your least favorite? Like, what's your least favorite game? What was your least favorite boss, and why? Because people get really animated about that. Like, I had a video game interview recently. It's like, what was your least favorite part of your favorite game? And I had to say, hands down, the fucking water temple. Every time. And I'm sure there are a lot of people who will agree with me on that one.
Okay, so let's do that then. Least favorite comic?
I'm not actually really new to comics, but mostly
maybe character?
Manga for me. I just can't stand the shoujo stuff where it's all about, oh, boyfriend sugoi desu. But Sailor Moon's kick-ass. That's not like
That's coming back this year.
shoujo. Oh yeah, I'm so excited. Oh my god, I gotta get my Sailor Pluto going.
All right,
Awesome.
Least favorite video game you've ever played?
You're killing me here.
Not the temple, like an actual full game.
Least favorite video
That
game.
you might play for now and said screw it and threw it out.
I can't say it was a console game, but have you ever played the Impossible game?
Yeah.
That game got me so angry, I almost threw my laptop out the window, I'm not gonna lie. Someone told me there's a really funny video of an achievement hunter doing it, and it was really funny. I'm like, you know, I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna do well, because it's so easy, right? No, it's not easy.
Least favorite anime?
Black Butler. It made me get my period early. Don't watch it. Unless you like getting your period early, you know, then go for it. But,
I think that's a good way to finish this interview. Well, thank you.
No offense to Black Butler fans. I can appreciate it, but it's not for me.
Well, thank you very much for doing the interview with me. Can I do the claw?
Yes, you can take the call, but I would kind of cut your hand off. You're good.
Thank you very much for doing the interview with me, and I hope you have a good rest of the convention.
Thank you, you too. I'll see you around though.
Peace out.
That was fun.